Canadian barley exports surging on booming demand from China for beer, CBC.ca. News, Daily Hive. News, Daily Hive. Police investigating after racist, anti-mask tirade at Mississauga supermarket goes viral, globalnews.ca. BC Real Estate Association releases new rules for open houses, globalnews.ca. Dished, Daily Hive. Dished, Daily Hive. Bed Bath & Beyond plans to close 200 stores over the next 2 years, CNN. Tesla Model 3 dominates UK EV sales, breaks into top 10 across all vehicles, Teslarati. Southern Alberta hailstorm caused almost $1.2 billion in damage, Insurance Bureau, MSN Canada. Premier Doug Ford promises air conditioning for long-term care homes, CP24 Toronto's breaking news. Toronto home sales rising, bidding wars declining amid coronavirus pandemic, globalnews.ca.